Let me tell you about a person, a scientist, who worked for NASA, for the Space and Aeronautics Administration. And he had a very special position. What he was capable of, no one else, or very few, were able to do. Whenever they launch a rocket, let's say, and they're going to make a trip to Saturn or to Jupiter, there's a very specific date where if they launch it at that date, even at that hour, they will have a better chance of bringing this rocket ship, right, to orbit exactly where they want it. And you have to be a very clever, ingenious, knowledgeable scientist to know how to do that. And he knows. Now let me tell you something about this person. If his family needs a raise, he's not going to lose sleep over it. He knows that NASA needs him. He knows he can't be replaced. Therefore, he can be certain that he's going to get the raise he needs. He doesn't have to worry about his job. He is set. Right? Now, this is a mashal, obviously. And this is going to, as I will explain, if you allow me, this is going to give us an understanding of how we can be sure that in the few days to be, when Rosh Hashana comes, we will have a din latov. Because you know that it's only a few days away. And our contract for life ends. Last year Hashem was good enough to give us a contract for this year. But all that ends on Erev Rosh Hashana. We need a new contract. How can we be assured that we're going to get the contract that we want? We're going to get the blessings and the situations and the ability to accomplish our purpose in life. How we know that we're going to get life itself and happiness and simcha. How do we know that? Let me explain. There's a mashal, there's an example that my Rebbe, the Ali Shur, gives. Listen carefully. You have a tree, a huge tree with many branches. And on the branches, you have leaves. The leaf has life as long as it is part of the tree. If for some reason a gust of wind would cause the leaf to fly off the tree, it would fall to the ground, it would wither and die. The leaf must take its life, its chiyus, from the tree. And the Ali Shur says, that is a Jew. A Jew is part of Klal Yisrael. A Jew gets its life, its chiyus, from being part of the Jewish people. We cannot separate, because if we do, we wither and die. It's an amazing mashal. Where does it come from? Where do you get such a thing? So let me tell you that there's a Gemara in Creases that says the 4 minim of the lulav, the dollar minim of the lulav, right? Some of the things give forth, have peiros, and some do not, right? The lulav itself comes from a tree that has peiros, it has figs. right? It has dates, I'm sorry. It has dates. It's a date tree, a tamar, right? The lulav comes from a date tree, and the dates have, and the tree has peiros. It has fruit, right? The esrog is itself a fruit. It comes from a tree that has fruit. Hadassim and aravas, there's no fruit there. Okay. The Gemara says that some of the two of the four minim have fruit and two do not. Those that have fruit depend on those that do not have fruit. And those who do not have fruit need those that have fruit, right? And if you're missing one of them, even if it's one that has no fruit, you're missing it. You're not yotze the mitzvah of lulav. Not only that, but those without fruit must be together with those who have fruit. And those who have fruit must be together with those who do not have fruit. They have to be aguda achas. They have to be together. Right? We attach something, part of the lulav to make it one. That's what we do. Do you hear what the Gemara is saying? The Gemara continues, not only that, but when the Jewish people come b'hartza'ah before Hashem, they want to get Hashem's attention, they want to get Him in a positive way. When we're having Rashi says we're having a fast, we're having a tainus, right? You can't have just a tzaddikim fasting. That's not going to work. You have to have the Rishonim together with the tzaddikim. The tzaddikim need the Rishonim need the tzaddikim. Okay, you'll say. What's going on here? I know the Rishonim need the tzaddikim, right? We know that, right? The tzaddikim are the ones for which HaKadosh Baruch Hu is going to give us life and sustain us. So Rishonim need the tzaddikim. They got to hitch a ride with the tzaddikim. But why do the tzaddikim need the Rishonim? Why do tzaddikim need the Rishonim? Those that give peiros stand for Jews that do mitzvahs. Jews that live Torah do mitzvahs. Those that are barren stand for those who do not do Torah mitzvahs. But why do the ones that do Torah and mitzvahs need the ones that don't? And why do the ones who, the Rishonim, right? We know why the Rishonim need the tzaddikim, but why do the tzaddikim need the Rishonim in a tainus? The answer is that we're one. We're a tree. We're leaves of a tree. The tree lives only if all the leaves are there. We're all one. We cannot be Klal Yisrael, we cannot be the Jewish people unless we are one. Now, I've answered the question. How can you be assured that HaKadosh Baruch Hu is going to renew the contract for life, give you life and happiness and all the things that you wish for? How do we know that? Make yourself needed to Him. On Rosh Hashana, He's choosing His team. He's choosing those who are going to bring Klal Yisrael together. If you give yourself to Klal Yisrael, if you're not just an egotist worried about yourself, but you're part of the Klal, you're working for Klal Yisrael, you're concerned about the Jewish people, you invite people over to your home as guests, you try to make them closer to Judaism, you help out, you help those in need, you have those institutions, hospitals and yeshivas that cause Klal Yisrael to exist. If you make yourself part of the Klal, you make yourself needed, then you are that NASA scientist that doesn't have to worry about his job. He is going to be chosen to work next year. He's going to get the raise that he needs because he's needed for objectives of NASA. the same way, you make yourself needed by Klal Yisrael, and HaKadosh Baruch Hu will grant you a year of happiness, a year of success in all your endeavors, a year of getting close to Hashem, and a year of nachas from your families, right? A very special year. May we all, together with our brothers in Klal Yisrael, be worthy of being needed by Hashem, serving Hashem, and in that way we can all have a Shana Tova, a very special year. Thank you.